Okay, so I usually don't double post, but my last story just reminded me of a couple more, so I'll either tell one of them or both of them in different videos. So I'm working in Aspen, Colorado again, and at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and before I became the manager, I was the assistant manager, and my boss, who is like the coolest chick, one of the coolest people I've ever met. I wonder what she's doing. Anyway, so she's got this phobia of little people, like a legit phobia, and it took me a while to catch on to it because you don't come across little people that often, no matter where you live. So one day, we're in the airport. Now, Aspen Airport is tiny, right? It is super small. I mean, you walk in the front door, you got all the rental car locations, it's carpet, the baggage claim's right there. The terminal's 100 feet down the way. So, I mean, the Aspen Airport is smaller than most hotels, minus the runway space, right? So, I would say dramatically smaller. So, this manager's petrified of little people. And the first time I started to catch on to this, she was sitting at the little front desk at the National Rental Car location, and I'm kind of doing some paperwork or whatever I'm doing, I don't know. And all of a sudden, she just books it into the back office. The back office is literally one step behind us, but her motion was quick and followed by a slam and lock of the door. I didn't even know those doors locked until this moment. So, I come in like 20 minutes. She's in there for like 20 minutes, which is a long time because airport traffic usually just walks right by. You see somebody down the hall, they're gone within a minute, maybe 10 minutes at most if you're waiting for your luggage. But she's in there for a while. Finally, I hear the door unlock, but she doesn't come out. So I come in there, and she's like shaking. And I was like, what's wrong? She's like, is everybody gone? I'm like, yeah, it seems like it. The airport's empty again. The airport's empty most of the time. So she didn't explain it to me, but she kind of peeks her head out. She comes out, and then business as usual. So no big deal, right? So I guess she tells... I don't remember if she told one of our competitors, one of the people that work right next to us, or if she told another one of my colleagues when she had the chance to calm down a little bit about her phobia. And he tells me, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. So one day we were driving from Enterprise, which is in a hotel at the base of Buttermilk Mountain. Now you have to kind of know the 4 Aspen Mountains to know the layout, but the Enterprise rental car location's in a hotel about a mile down the road. And we have to kind of commute between Enterprise and the airport. So we do most of our business out of the airport through National Alamo anyway. But a lot of times, because of airport rules and taxes and all this stuff, some people, will rent at one or the other. So anyway, somebody tells me the story, and then at a later date, a later time, I'm with her down at the Enterprise location, and usually it takes 2 of us to go move cars around, right? Obviously, one person can't drive 2 cars. So we hop in a car, we're driving back to the airport. Now, so going from the Enterprise location to the airport location, we're headed so that eventually to get to the airport, you're making a left-hand turn. So we get to we're approaching the stoplight at the airport intersection, and there's a little person standing on the median with a sign. And I don't remember what the sign was, and you don't really get panhandlers in Aspen, so I don't have a freaking clue or remember what was on his sign. But he's just chilling in the intersection, and there's only one left-hand turn lane, which means that my boss, who's driving at the time, is essentially right next to this little person who's just on the outside of the car, on the other side of the door. So she starts shaking, like the steering wheel shaking, her body shaking. She gets this deer in the headlights look. She's starting to grind her teeth. She's staring at the cars that are just coming by, and all of a sudden she just flies through the red light, like right in front of 3 cars. And I see my life flash before my eyes. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, and she didn't say a word. She just pulls over as soon as she can. She just stops the car. She starts breathing really heavy. She's shaking. You know, finally she calms down. She gets out of the car. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, you got a really legit phobia of little people. Like, you know, I guess you meet, you know, something for everybody.